So, let us start with the prayer. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शुद्धवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So answering to the question of Shukadeva of Parikshit, what a dying man should do, that was the question. So the Shukadeva Goswami is answering what one should not do, how one should develop devotional service to Krishna, serve the Lord. Then he discusses about yogis, different kind of yogis. So Virat Rupa of the Lord, one has to actually realize the entire universe is actually the body of the Supreme Lord. That's a Virat Rupa of the Lord that we realize. And then it is explained here, this Virat Rupa of the Lord realization is meant for those who are very, very beginners, those who have a lot of desire to enjoy in the material world. So there are different kinds of yogis in this world who want to achieve the success. And yogi success is very subjective. Some yogis think going to the higher planets, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, going to different planets, that is the perfection of their yoga. Some yogis actually go beyond that and become liberated, moksha. So the moksha again, there is a Sayujya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, Salokya Mukti, Shashti Mukti, Samipya Mukti, like that varieties of liberation. The one liberation which generally people do not understand, the personality of Godhead. Just like we all are persons, we have love, we have feelings, we have likes, we have dislikes, we have personal attributes as a person. So similarly, a supreme power, Parabrahma, is also a person. He is not the person like us, but he is also a person. And that the personality, we are persons, so God is also a person, but God is the spiritual person. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashwatam, Divyam. He's a Shashwata Purusha. So those who do not understand this, they get a liberation called Sayujya Mukti. The Sayujya Mukti means merging into the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of God. So some yogis think that is actually the mukti. So there are many yogic processes. Somebody to go to higher planets, somebody to acquire certain mystic powers in this world, somebody to go beyond and get liberated. In the liberation to the Sahijya Mukti, the impersonal liberation. But in the process, somewhere, somehow or other, if the yogi is able to understand the personality of Godhead, and he will be able to develop attitude of seva, the devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he will go to Paramdhama Vaikuntha. So through the yogic process also, one ultimately by developing the bhakti, one can enter into the Vaikuntha. And what we all are practicing, all of you are gathered today, what we all are practicing, we are practicing a bhakti yoga, sadhana bhakti yoga. We are doing sadhana, reading, chanting, following do's and don'ts. Though whether I like or don't like, I get up in the morning. Whether like or don't like, I fast on Ekadashi. Whether I like or don't like, I chant Hare Krishna instead of doing some sense gratification like watching movie, going outside to the park or beach, or spending time talking to my old friends or relatives or colleagues. Instead of that, I use my time for reading Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna. This sometimes may not be very soothing to the material mind. Material mind wants this kind of gratification, immediate enjoyment, gratification. But I go against to the wish of the mind, and I do. My Guru has told me to chant Hare Krishna. My Guru has told me to follow do's and don'ts. So it is not for my pleasure, it is my Guru's pleasure and Krishna's pleasure. I take this up. That is called sadhana bhakti. So our process is we do sadhana bhakti to become advanced in the bhakti, and one day we become raghanuga bhaktas, meaning spontaneous love for Krishna will be developed in our heart when we get purified. Now, presently, we do not have a spontaneous love and bhakti for Krishna. The spontaneous means immediate. As soon as that is exhibited by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever he would hear Krishna Nama, immediately he would become ecstatic. His bodily hairs used to raise, his tears used to glide down from his eyes. He would start dancing when he hears Krishna. Like this. These are the ecstatic symptoms. The, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would feel when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears Krishna. That is called spontaneous love. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the Krishna's deity in the temple in Jagannath Puri, or Udupi Sri Krishna, or Ranganatha Swami in Sri Rangam, or in the Vrindavan Gopala deity, when he sees the deity of the Lord, again he develops the greatest hankering to associate with the Lord. So either by seeing the deity, by hearing Krishna Nama, sometimes when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees a river is flowing, he would think that is Yamuna, and all the memories of Krishna enjoying in the Yamuna with the Krishna and all the Gopikas, it comes to his mind and he becomes ecstatic. He would go and jump to the river or the ocean. Sometimes when he sees a hill, he feels, oh, this is a Govardhana hill. Krishna lifted Govardhana hill. This is called spontaneous love. Today, we have not developed spontaneous love. We are in the process of sadhana bhakti, regulated devotional service. In English, it is called regulated devotional service. Whether we like or don't like, we practice all these principles. What we have today, we also have that. We have spontaneous attitude for sense gratification. If something is which is very liking to us, very nice food stuff is brought in front of us, we have naturally get excited to eat that. We have spontaneous reaction to the sense gratification. Somebody is very dear to us. If that person comes or that person calls, we get excited about it. So we have spontaneous love for sense enjoyment and related activities connected to this body. By the process of sadhana bhakti, we change it to Krishna. Then we become spontaneously loving Krishna. Nobody need to tell us, do this. We naturally do that. Why I chant only 16 rounds? Let me chant 16,000 rounds. The Prabhupada says the devotee should think like this, the advanced devotee. That is called the quality of chanting. Rupa Goswami says, not 1 year, even the millions of years and millions of tongues are there. It is not sufficient for me to hear the holy name of Krishna. These all are the called highest Raghanuga Bhakti developed stage. So now the yogis have one path, they have taken one path, and we sadhana bhaktas go in another path, regulated devotional service. Especially for this age of Kali Yuga, the process which we are practicing is the only process which is possible to go back to Vaikuntha. Because our body, our mind, our intelligence is not capable enough to do the yoga system, which could have been done in the earlier ages by the yogis or by some very capable people, very, very powerful yogis may be able to do. Normal people will not be able to practice this yoga system. Then what is the way for all of us? So all of your householders, you have responsibility at home to your family, to your husband or to your wife or your children. What is the way for you to go to Krishna Loka? So that process in the Kali Yuga is Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva Gatiranyata. That is why in the Kali Yuga, the process is simplified and we can also get the same result which the yogi can get by great hardship. So that is what now you are slowly going to understand here today in the Bhagavatam. Today's class is about how the yogis attain liberation. What is the process the yogis take to attain liberation? In this chapter name is called the Lord in the Heart. In the heart, the Lord is there, Paramatma is there. So, how to attain the Lord in the heart? So, first of all, in this chapter, Shukadeva Goswami explains about Ashtanga Yoga system. Ashtanga Yoga system means it has 8 angas. The 8 angas are Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So the Samadhi is the highest stage, starting with Yama, Niyama, do's and don'ts. So now Shukadeva Goswami explained about Yama, Niyama, so Asana, Pranayama, now Pratyahara. Now today we are going to discuss how the yogis actually make progress. Why this is important is you will understand actually the value of what you have got by Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, you will not know the value of it. Just like if you give a 500 rupees currency to a small child, the child will not know the value of it. And you give a chocolate, 10 rupees chocolate to the child will take 10 rupees chocolate from you and give you back 500 rupees because child does not know the value of 500 rupees. So, but those who use that 500 rupees, gone to office or somewhere other, earned that 500 rupees, they know the value of 500 rupees. You know, sometimes parents, elders scold their children, you don't know the value of money. Because parents know how hard they work to earn every penny. And the children, they have no experience of earning money, difficulties and challenges. They spend it like anything. That time parents will tell them, you do not know what is the value of money. What does it mean? So that they know the 500 rupees, I can buy so many things, but they not know how hard it is to buy that 500, get that 500 rupees. Isn't it? We all have this experience. Now, today we are hearing, today and in the next 2 classes, we are going to hear the process how actually yogis get moksha. By this we understand what is that we are getting and how what we are getting Krishna consciousness is in parallel, equal to that yogi's highest perfection. How great it is. Getting the lotus feet of Krishna, getting an opportunity to serve the lotus feet of the Lord. Oh, this is something really very big. Sometimes when the children are given money without much restrictions, they do not know, they spend it however they want. They really will not know what is the value of money. Rich people, children get spoiled because they do not know what is the value of money. So like that, it is important for us to understand what is the value of this Krishna consciousness, which we have received so easily by the grace of Srila Prabhupada. So today, I'm going to discuss few aspects of the yogis progress into liberation. So you can try to understand how much ever you can understand, but you can have a wow factor that how difficult for yogi to actually get liberation from the material entanglement. Okay, so now I'll share my screen for you to follow. Let us chant this verse about yogis. Please repeat after me. You can unmute yourself. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devi Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudirayet.
Tato Jayam Mudirayet.
Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu.
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Ekaikashaha.
Ekaikashaha.
Angani.
Angani.
Dhyanubhavayet.
Dhyanubhavayet.
Ekaikashongani dhyanubhavayet.
Ekaikashongani Dhyanubhavayet.
Padadiyavad.
Padadiyavad.
Dasitam.
Dasitam.
Gadabhritaha.
Gadabhritaha.
Padadiyavat dasitam gadabhritaha.
Padadiyavad dasatim gadabhritaha.
Jitam sthanam.
Jitam sthanam.
Apohya dharayet.
Apohayadharayet.
Jitam sthanam apohya dharayet.
Jitam sthanam apohayadharayet.
Param shuddhanti.
Param shuddhanti.
Dhir yatha yatha.
Dhira yatha yatha.
Param shuddhanti dhir yatha yatha.
Param shuddhanti dhira yatha yatha.
Ekaikashongani dhyanubhavayet.
Ekaigasho Dhyanubhavayet.
Adadiyavat dhasitam gadabhritaha.
Padadiyavad gadabhrataha.
Jitam sthanam apohya dharayet.
Jitam sthanam apohayadharayet.
Param shuddhanti dhir yatha yatha.
Param shuddhanti dhira yatha yatha.
Please repeat after me. The process of meditation
Process of meditation
should begin from the lotus feet of the Lord
should begin from the lotus feet of the Lord
and progress to his smiling face.
and progress to his smiling face.
smiling face.
The meditation should be concentrated upon the lotus feet,
The
The
meditation should be
meditation should be
concentrated upon the
concentrated
lotus
upon
feet,
the lotus feet,
then calves,
then
then
calf,
calves,
then thighs,
then
then
the
thigh,
thigh,
and in this way higher and higher.
and in
and
this
in
way
this
higher
way
and higher.
higher and higher.
The more the mind becomes fixed upon
The
The
more the
more the
mind
mind
becomes fixed
becomes
upon
fixed upon
the different parts of the limbs,
the
the
different
different
parts of
parts
the
of the
limbs,
limb,
one after another,
one
one
after
after
another,
another,
the more the intelligence becomes purified.
the
the more
more
the
the
intelligence becomes
intelligence
purified.
becomes purified.
So all of you please mute yourself. So now the yogi has crossed the 5 levels of Ashtanga Yoga. First 5 levels: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyaha. Yama, Niyama means do's and don'ts. Yama means what should do, Niyama means what one should not do. Then Asana, various postures which are favorable for uplifting one's consciousness. Then Pranayama, the process of using the breathing system to uplift one's life air, pranavayu. With the yama, niyama, asana, and pranayama, one is able to do pratyahara. Pratyahara means withdrawing the senses from the sensual sense enjoyment. He has understood or she has understood, and he or she has withdrawn her or his the senses from the sense enjoyment. That is pratyahara. The next stage after this in the Ashtanga Yoga, the 6th stage is called dharana. The dharayet. In this verse, there is a word called dharayet. Dharayet means one has to absorb himself in the thoughts of Lord. There are one set of yogis, they absorb themselves in the thoughts of the Lord in the form of the Virat Rupa of the Lord. Another set of yogis, they absorb themselves in the thoughts of the personal form of the Lord. The Lord has a personal transcendental form. So they absorb themselves in that. So here in this verse, the dharana is given for the yogis who are actually absorbing in the thoughts of the Lord. How do they do dharana? How one should do actually absorb oneself in the thoughts of Krishna is mentioned in this verse by Shukadeva Goswami, that one has to start absorbing himself, concentrating himself from the lotus feet of the Lord. So first we look at the lotus feet of the Lord, and we know that we are not even qualified to have the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. Even the Lord considers us to be a small particle of dust at his lotus feet. We consider our life is perfected. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshashtaka, he prays like that. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam va vishame bhavam budav krupaya tava pada pankaja sthita duli sadrisham vichintaya. So, hey Nandatanaya, hey son of Nanda, even please accept me as a small particle of dust at your lotus feet. So we start our meditation, start our dharana. Even when we go for having the darshana of the deities, we first look at the lotus feet of the Lord, feel very humble and meek in front of the Lord, saying that I am not even qualified to have the darshana of your lotus feet. Then slowly, after sufficiently satisfied having the look of the lotus feet of the Lord, slowly we can look at the calves of the Lord, and slowly then the thighs of the Lord, Then slowly the higher and higher, the navel of the Lord, then the chest of the Lord, then the neck of the Lord, then finally the smiling lips of the Lord, the smiling face of the Lord. So this is the process we should take while we take the darshan of the deities in the temple also as a practicing devotees. We are not supposed to look at directly the face of the Lord. So now the dharana is explained. One has to go through this process of dharana. And Prabhupada writes, the process of meditation recommended in the Srimad Bhagavatam is not to fix on attention on the something impersonal or void. The meditation should concentrate upon a personality, the Supreme Godhead, either in his Virat Rupa, which I told you, some yogis meditate in Virat Rupa, in gigantic universal form, or his Satchidananda Vigraha, Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha, as described in the scriptures. There are authorized scriptures of Vishnu forms. There are authorized representation of the deities in the temple. Thus one can practice meditating upon the deity, concentrating his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord, gradually raising higher and higher up to his smiling face. According to Bhagavata school, the Lord's rasa dancing is the smiling face of the Lord. Since it is recommended in the verse that one should gradually progress from the lotus feet up to the smiling face, we shall not jump at once to understand Lord's pastime in the rasa dance. We should not jump directly. Oh, I am very much enamored. I am very much liking to hear the Gopi Gita. I am very much liking to hear about Krishna's Ras Leela. We should not directly jump there till we get purified. Otherwise, we may be simply assuming ourselves that I am very advanced, but actually what may be driving us is the material lust, not actually the spiritual love. That is why the test is that the devotee has to do good sadhana. You should fast on Ekadashi, you should chant Hare Krishna. If your mind is able to absorb and take austerities for the service of the Lord, give up your likes and dislikes of life and take up the likes and dislikes of the Lord and Guru. So these are the tests for a devotee. Then only one can gradually come to the real love for God. Till then, maybe some material relativity also may be working. Krishna is very beautiful to look, see. So Krishna is even materially to also very beautiful boy to look at. So I may be getting attracted. So I should also be get attracted to Jagannath. I should also be get attracted in same way to Narsimha. So I should be able to take the same attraction to Gaurnitai. So that means I am making advancement in my spiritual life. So one has to be a sadhaka or sadhika, has to be very careful to observe the real attraction for Krishna and gradually progress systematically under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master. Okay, so this way, more one concentrates on the transcendental form of the Lord, either on the lotus feet, calves, thighs, chest, more one becomes purified. The more the intelligence become purified, it is said here. So Prabhupada mentions that. Here, Prabhupada also says, those who are too engrossed in sense gratification cannot be allowed to participate in archana or to touch the transcendental form of Radha and Krishna or Vishnu deities. In the whole this process of Brahmanas worshipping the Vigrahas have come from this important understanding. Actually, the Brahmana system is not a caste system. That is actually the process to take only qualified people for the Archana process. So when a person is in a good consciousness, given up the sense gratification, he is allowed to touch the Saligrama, he is allowed to touch the deities. So that is why there is a process of Diksha Vidhana, the process of Diksha. That's how one makes progress. Later, it became a caste and Brahmana's son though he is engrossed in the sense gratification, started worshipping the Lord. By seeing that other sections of the society who are also engrossed in sense gratification started questioning why that person is allowed to worship the Lord, why not we? That is why today, in some of the states of our country, like Kerala and Uttar Pradesh, and some states, they have government has opened up the archana opportunities for all the castes. Where the government temples are there, they give some salary to the priest. They're recruiting because there is a shortage of priests in many of the temples. They started recruiting from all the sections of people to become the priests in the temple. So this is actually the decline and deterioration of Kali Yuga, we should understand. When we see such things, we should always remember Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, 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 Gatiranyata. We should not get disturbed. We should understand the statement and verdict of the Vedic literature. In the Kali Yuga, gradually it progresses and progresses and progresses. You cannot find purity even in the temple worships. So we are not gone too far because we are just crossed 5,000 years only in Kali Yuga. So we are seeing some good practices and some kind of good people around us. But it will not be same as the Kali Yuga progresses. So now the point is, in the dharana, one has to absorb oneself in the form, the transcendental form, Sachidananda Vigraha, the form of the Lord, or the Virat Rupa. So we are going by this. Now the yogi has taken to dharana. Then let's see further what happens. Yavanna jayeta paravaresmin Vishweshware drashtati bhakti yogaha tavat staviyaha purushasya rupam kriyavasane prayatasmareta. Unless the gross materialist develop a sense of loving service unto the Supreme Lord, the seer of both transcendental and material worlds, the seer of both transcendental and material worlds is referring to the Supreme Lord. The God is seeing both material and spiritual world. Unless one develops loving service to that Supreme Lord, he should remember or meditate upon the universal form of the Lord at the end of his prescribed duties. So one should always absorb, once his karma is done, whatever the karma he has to do in his life, that's prescribed duties as per the Vedic tradition. So then once prescribed duties are over, he has to meditate upon the universal form, Virat Rupa of the Lord. This is one process of yoga. So let's go on now reading what all next they should do as he processes in the yoga. Next, O king, whenever the yogi desires to leave this planet of the human beings, he should not be perplexed about the proper time or place. Okay. This about perplexed about the proper time and place is actually for the normal people. Why this is told? This is told because in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, Attaining the Supreme, the chapter 8th name is Attaining the Supreme. There is one section in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8. What time, how you leave the body, what happens to you? If you leave the body in the Uttarayana, in the daytime, so in the Shukla Paksha, you once you get liberated from the from this place, the Martya Loka, the place of human beings, you will never return to this place. You will only go to the higher planets, not even to Swargaloka. Swargaloka, if you go, you will return. But above Swargaloka, there is a Janaloka, Tapaloka, one who goes there. A normal person, karmi, who leaves his body in the Uttarayana, Shukla Paksha, in the daytime. And same another karmi, who leaves his body in Dakshinayana, in the night time, in the Krishna Paksha, he comes back to this earth again, that soul. Like this, Krishna is mentioned in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now here Shukadeva Goswami is saying, for the yogi, who leave this planet of human, when he is leaving the body, he should not be perplexed about proper time and place, because that rule does not apply to these yogis who are meditating upon the lotus feet of Krishna. Those who are meditating upon the lotus feet of the Lord or meditating upon the Virat Rupa of the Lord, for them that rule does not apply, but should comfortably sit without being disturbed. And regulating the life air, pranavayu, should control the senses by the mind. The senses, above that is mind, above that is intelligence. So that is explained in the Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter. So the mind should control the senses, and that way one has to sit with regulating the pranavayu. That yogi has to sit. This is for yogis. Then Manaha swabhuthya malaya niyamya kshetrajna etam ninayetam atmani atmanam avaruthya dhiro labdho pashantir virameta krityat. Thereafter, the yogi should merge his mind by unalloyed intelligence into the living entity, then merge the living entity into the super self. Means his consciousness should become one with the Supreme Lord. Now, sometimes this merging, is confused by the Mayavadis and impersonalists who say, I am God, you are God, everybody is God, and we merge into God. I will give you an example to understand this merging has a different meaning. Let's say example. There are two brothers, younger brother and elder brother. They started fighting for a property, father's property. On the portion of the property, they started fighting. And some people started taking advantage of this. Some people joined elder brother's side. Some people joined younger brother's side. They were encouraging them for fighting. After some time, these two brothers realized, look at these people. They have taken advantage of our weakness of fighting for the property. One day, they had a meeting. They discussed, now let's be together. Let's not fight. So now all these people who are on this side and that side, they all started saying, earlier these two brothers were fighting. Now they have become one. Now they have become one. Does it mean that they become one? There is no two brothers. They become one in their understanding. They're one in their opinion. They're one in their activity. They're one in their decision making. They're one in their next action. They have become one in that. Because they become one in it. So merging in it. Kannada also they say, ಈಗ ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮರು ಎರಬ್ರು ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. They become one. Merge. So the merging does not mean that the living entity loses its identity when he merges with the super self here. He merges means he merges into the consciousness, Satchidananda consciousness, from this Achit, Nirananda, Asat consciousness, which today we are in. So that way the living entity progresses. By doing this, fully satisfied living entity becomes situated in the supreme stage of satisfaction so that he sees us from all other activities. So he becomes very satisfied. And once become fully satisfied, he sees us from all other activities. Because when you're satisfied, then you don't want anything. I'm fully satisfied. I don't want anything. So the living entity becomes fully satisfied by merging into the super self. So further, that yogi further makes progress. In the transcendental state of labdhopashanti, there is no supremacy of devastating time, which controls even the celestial demigods who are empowered to rule over the mundane creatures. So these yogis grow beyond the devatas. Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, Ganesha. There are so many devatas. These yogis progress even beyond those celestial demigods who are empowered to rule over the mundane world. Okay. Nor is there a mode of material goodness, nor passion, nor ignorance. In them, there is no Sattva-guna, there is no Raja-guna, there is no Tamo-guna. Then what guna they are having? They are having something called Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness. And they don't have false ego, nor the material causal ocean, nor the material nature. So the living entity progresses beyond that, as the yogi is progressing beyond that. Further, that yogi further advances. Param Vaishnavam Amananti Tat Yanneti Neti Iti Atat Utsi Srikshavaha Visrajya Dauratmyam Ananya Saurata Rudopa Guhyarha Padam Pade Pade. The transcendentalists desire to avoid everything godless, for they know that supreme situation in which everything is related with the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So those who are come to this consciousness yogis, they understand everything is related to Vishnu. Therefore, the pure devotee who is in absolute harmony with the Lord, merging by the Supreme Lord means absolute harmony with the Lord, does not create perplexities, but worship the lotus feet of the Lord at every moment, taking them into his heart. So he starts worshipping, his consciousness is merged with the Supreme Consciousness. That way. Then, further yogi progresses. How does he progress? By the strength of the scientific knowledge, one should be well situated in the absolute realization, thus be able to extinguish all material desires One should then give up the material body by blocking the air hole through which the stool is evacuated with the heel of one's feet, and by lifting the life air from one place to another in the 6 primary places. Now, this is what this yogi is doing. He has come to dharana, absorbed himself in the thoughts of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord. Okay, so he's doing the dharana, dhyana. So he is now progressing. How is he progressing? Actually, in our body, the life air called pranavayu, on which actually the soul is floating, that pranavayu has to be lifted from the lower consciousness. There are many yogic processes, even today, sometimes it is very famous, that is called chakra meditation. There are 6 chakras in the body, and these chakras actually indicate different levels of consciousness. The lowest chakra in the body, that is called the lowest chakra, where this meditation is explained here now, you see. So that is called the lowest chakra, that's called Mooladhara chakra. The Mooladhara chakra is the lowest chakra. So where the one has to block the life air from the heel of one's foot by lifting the life air from one place to another. Now he lifts it up. Okay. So he comes to the next chakra by lifting it up. What is the next chakra? After that it is explained here. Nabhyam stitam hridhi. Then nabhya, it comes to the navel, then comes to hridaya. So all this has a name. Prabhupada writes all this in the purport. Okay. The meditative devotee should slowly push up the life air from the navel to the heart, from there to the chest, from there to the root of the palate. One should search out the proper places with intelligence. From there, one lifts up to called Swadhisthana chakra. The navel, that chakra is called Swadhisthana chakra. From the Swadhisthana chakra, he comes to the heart, the higher up. So that place is called Anahata chakra. Then he comes to the chest. The chest and heart. Then Vishuddhi chakra. So this way, one slowly comes to the center of the eyebrow. Next is center of the eyebrow he comes. Thereafter, Bhakti Yogi should push his life air between the eyebrows. That is called Ajna chakra. Then blocking the 7 outlets of the life air, he should maintain his aim for going back home, back to Godhead. If he is completely free from all desires for material enjoyment, he should then reach for cerebral whole, means above our head, is called cerebral whole. Okay. And give up his material connections, having gone to the Supreme. So this way, one from the Muladhara Chakra to Swadhisthana Chakra, like this, he uplifts his consciousness to Ajna Chakra, then Sahasrara Chakra, which is a cerebral whole. So this way, one is able to uplift his consciousness. And finally, by lifting the life air like this, the yogi makes further progress and gets liberated. The yogi gets liberated. He goes to Vishnu Loka. If he is attached to Vishnu, if he is impersonal, he has not done the dharana of the lotus feet and Sachidana Vigraha, he has done a different way of meditation, then he will go to the impersonal merging of the Supreme Lord. So this way the yogi makes progress to come out of the cycle of Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. You see, there is whole big process. What? It is not simply, no, okay, now I understood everything, I will get Krishna in my life. So you should know how difficult it is to one person, a yogi, to come out of the bodily concept of life, the desires. We all are seeing ourselves, how much we are actually thickly connected to our desires. We are not able to give up our desires so easily. Desires are very hard rooted in our heart. So many life, janmas, we have developed so many desires. It's very difficult to give up. That is why the devotee, you all are Bhagavata students. You all should be very serious in the spiritual life, not to develop new material attachments. Past so many material attachments we have developed, knowingly, unknowingly, we have done. Now we should not develop the new material attachment. So we should be satisfied with what Krishna has given us. We should do our kartavya, the duty of family and home and all those things. Definitely, we all must do. That's a part of the service to Lord, because Lord has given many living beings along with you, your husband, your wife, your children. You have responsibility towards them. While doing these prescribed duties, we should be serious about not to commit sinful activity, hence commit more karma, or create newer and newer material desires. Oh, I should go to America, I should go to Switzerland. Don't create newer and newer desires. You can have a newer desire in devotional service. You can say, I want to go to Vrindavan. I want to go to some. So you can develop devotional service desires. So otherwise, it's not so easy to come out of the Janana Marana, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Not easy to come out. You see, the yogis have to struggle so much to uplift their consciousness, and after doing all that, there is no guarantee they will get Krishna unless they get attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. In our case, it has been given to us directly, the process of serving the lotus feet of the Lord and hearing Bhagavatam. What an opportunity to offer to us in our life. So this way, one kind of yogi makes his progress. Another kind of yogi who will actually think of the Virat Rupa and who does not go by this process of meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, or the Paramatma in the heart who does not meditate on that. The Paramatma in the heart has a form who is not meditating, but he is meditating on the Virat Rupa of the Lord. He also gets liberated. There is a process. How does that yogi get liberated? That shows that I will discuss in the next class. How that yogi gets liberated. Then I will explain in the next class, possibly if I get time, that how actually the sadhana bhakti is the best of all paths. How this sadhana bhakti will devotional service to the Lord. Because Shukadeva Goswami will explain this. Verdict of the Brahma, he will tell. He will explain the bhakti is the most auspicious path. In the last few verses of this chapter, he will explain about all these things, and we will realize how great it is to get an opportunity to hear Bhagavatam and render service to Krishna. So these all are we are going to hear in the coming classes. So with this, I conclude. If anybody has any question, you can ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, we are doing 16 round chanting and doing devotional Sunday. Every Sunday we are doing service and we are keeping fasting. But Prabhu, material world में रहते हुए ये desires कैसे ये मतलब possible नहीं है प्रभु. Daily कुछ ना कुछ desires तो होती है material world में रहते हुए.
The desire should be desire. We cannot become desireless. We will have desire definitely, but create the desires which are more for Krishna's service. So that is what we have to do. You have a desire to eat, nicely cake, nice food you prepare and offer to Krishna. See, wonderful is Prabhupada's movement. Understanding our situation, he has given the process. You can go to a Krishna conscious prasadam restaurant. You can watch Krishna serial. You can read Krishna book. You can go to a place of Krishna's visiting. And you want to talk to your family members and love them very much. You can sit and discuss. You can read something. We can talk about Krishna. We can have a quiz. You can have a game. So many things. Everything has a Krishna conscious alternate. Yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niyojaya. Acharyas have told. Yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niyojaya. Some or other, we should find a way to engage our mind in the Krishna service. So that is what we have to do. We should not think that no, I am now chanting my 16 rounds. Once my chanting is over, over. Now I am free. Today's burden is over. So not like that. Chanting 16 rounds is over. And if I'm not very keen to chant more rounds, do something else which I like. So you can preach, you can talk to somebody, you can write an article, you can make a garland, you can cook. So many things you have to do this way. Without that, if you develop newer and newer desires of material desires is not wrong. Material desires, what happens is you are a devotee. Krishna, you are chanting Hare Krishna. You are having material desires. Krishna will fulfill those desires. Because Sakama Bhakta will become Sakama Bhaktin. Your desires will be, Krishna will, all your chanting power will go for fulfilling your desires. Oh, you have a desire for this. Your desire, Swarga also you will go. You will go to the heavenly planet also. You can enjoy everything, but you will not get Krishna Prema. That is why the 10th offense of the holy name is to maintain the material desires even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Every day we chant in the Mangalarti, the 10th of 10 offenses to the holy name. The last offense is to maintain material desires. We are thinking it's okay to have desires. Maintain it. We have, but we don't want to maintain it. We have material desires, but we should not say it's okay to have and continue to grow that material desires. Then you can do. Those material desires also will be fulfilled. You are very powerful because you are chanting Krishna Nama. One Krishna Nama is equal to so many Ashwamedha Yagyas. So much of punya you are getting at one shot by chanting Hare Krishna. But for what you will use that power for? Fulfilling your desires. So long you fulfill your desires, we have to stay back in the material world and go through unavoidable sufferings like Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Kala, Karma, Kali, so many sufferings which nobody is accepted from this, exempted from this. Such sufferings we will have to go through life after life. So that is why it's an instruction that try to mold your life. There is a word which is told by Prabhupada. It's called dovetailing. Dovetail yourself. Use yourself in Krishna's service. Somewhere or other, engage yourself. This is how we have to work out, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, there is a one question, not question, it is a request from you. Ki on Ekadashi, are you able to take half an hour class on Ekadashi?
I will try, Mataji.
Okay. Thank
Not
you.
very sure. I will try. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Hare Krishna.
So we shall conclude. Thank you very much. Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai, Shri
Jai.
Nitai Gauranga ki jai,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very
Jai.
much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam.
Hare Krishna.